communities in this area, and I think it's so unfair, because Gina High School is integrated, and many of the schools around here in the bigger cities are not. This is a microcosm of what people from other places in the United States think it should be. And all of a sudden, this wonderful little town, has this reputation, and I think it's completely unjust and unfair. How did this happen? Why? It's not the community. Martin Luther King said, judge people by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. And I would like to add, not by their geographical location.
I'm going to be real brief. Not only was it a great feeling, man, to march with y'all brothers and sisters, but I want to know if you guys noticed when we was walking down, where those are considered the project housing, when those little babies was watching us march, man. Did y'all notice that, man? That's what we're doing this for. Because so many times they look on the television and think that their only role models are 50 and all these other cats. That's right. But we're their role models. That's right. We're the ones that they should look up to. So I'm not surprised, and you shouldn't be surprised about what happened in Louisiana. I mean, racism has been the foundation of America. It started on racism, it started on oppression, it started on killing. That's just the reality. So we can't get mad at what's going on. They've been doing that already. They've been disrespecting us. They've been doing it. But my question is today is this. We know how Don Imus feels about us. That's right. We know how Rush Limbaugh feels about us. Right. We know how George Bush feels about us. We know how all of these individuals feel about us. But the most important thing, people, is how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about you? Because it's like this. We marched, we came here and marched, it looked good, we were unified, but then we go back and turn on the same music that degrade us. We dance to the same music that degrade us. And we allow our younger people to do the same thing. So I ask you, did you march to be seen?
Sound ready. I actually was able to get inside the march with Martin Luther King III.
I think it is. It's certainly one of the things. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it's about bringing this community back together. But justice has to be done first.
Has there been changes since your dad marched in Selma?
Oh, most definitely. Many changes, but we still have a long way to go. The triple evils of poverty, racism, and militarism/war are still in our midst. And what is this? This is about justice. Justice for the 6 young men, and even justice for the victims.
What about the 3 boys that hung the nooses?
That is something that we must address in terms of a hate crime piece of legislation.
Make a change, real good. Because if you have to make a change, and if you're trying to make a change within this world, you have to first make a change within yourself. If you don't love you, how can somebody else love you? Don Imus said they're a bunch of nappy-headed hoes. That's what he said. That's what he said. So how do you feel about men? How do we feel about our women? How do we feel about our sisters? Women, how do you feel about your men? Do you feel like they're a bunch of worthless, no good niggas? That's what you have to ask yourself, that question. Because once we love ourselves, then it doesn't matter who hates us, because we will have victory as we go. So within this march, not only have people, man, from all walks of life, Muslims, Christians, non-Jews, you have people from all walks of life who are in this march. Blacks, whites, it doesn't matter, because we realize, as my brother Reggie said, that any injustice anywhere is justice everywhere. And we have disrespect going on in this country, but yet and still our most intelligent president want to bring democracy. What I say in conclusion is that we have to love ourselves. Brothers, love yourselves. Sisters, love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, it don't matter who hates us, we will dominate this world.
Here, again, just one name in many names that have been up there at the lectern. As far as the numbers of people, right now it is very difficult to ascertain, simply because there are so many people on the ground level it's impossible to count. That's a number that probably is going to have to be tallied from the air. State police declined to give any sort of number. It is well into the thousands. Some people say tens of thousands. And it does not appear that that crowd is dwindling. In fact, in some ways it is growing, because so many people came from so many distant places on so many buses that it's taken a long time to get them all here. There aren't that many roads that come into
Students say it was time to be part of some social action in support of the Gina 6. That's the case in Louisiana of 6 black teenagers initially charged with attempted murder for a fight with a white classmate. Students here in Atlanta say more young people need to be aware of what's happening
It's
there.
only a town of about 3,000, so the logistics have been difficult. Not everyone is gathered here at the courthouse. Many have gathered at other locations, including a park nearby, and all of them had of sorts a march to the local high school, which is where this all began in 2006 when nooses were hung under a tree that...
From a tree where students say only white students used to sit. And we go back and we tell our viewer in this special tonight how it began and how we got to the Gina 6. Is there a link? Legally, lawyers, prosecutors say no. However, what I will tell you, there is a link with regard to an attitude, a feeling between blacks and whites.